Institute of Global Professional IGP, greetings from the Institute of Global Professional IGP. Thank you all for joining us and staying with us today. Honorable Knowledge Seeker, today I am your host for the evening. My name is Badum Das, I am from Bangladesh. Dear Knowledge Seeker, I am proud to be associated with IGP. IGP is Social and National International Educational and Training Institute. In last years, we already served 35 million plus knowledge seekers from 100 plus countries. IGP is internationally recognized and globally accredited. We are connected to more than 450 plus profession and 4,500 plus organizations. Institute of Global Professional is an education institute that provides social work globally recognized and affordable. We serve student community resource providing holistic social work and education. We believe that it's not effective to teach one skill just backward in formal education. So we provide effective training and consultation to generate profession generation all over the. We distribute our services locally, national to student, job seeker, job holder, and also for learner. Though respective campus location and distance learning platform, we are an occupational and dependable institute. IGP is one of famous online institute from all over the world. Our vision is education is not a business product; it's a part of our human rights. Based on our vision, we are trying to reach all corners of the world for free webinars, seminar courses, our quiz competition, mentoring, and counseling, etc. On the other side, we are also trying to offer more than 100 million services for free, like create known portfolio website, resume builder, cover letter, motivation letter, and bulk knowledge platform for gathering general knowledge, which can update all day. Kids learning game website, free course, converse sites, and many more. We help to empower you to learn to meet their expectation and dream and become highly skilled people. We implement several training program webinar and offline online courses for your learner by professional trainers, speaker, and coaches. Our sessions are conducted by globally renowned professionals to develop all kind of people promote the education of the abilities and personal spirit knowledge is crucial for the state of global professional. We believe that knowledge is love and light and vision. So we try to understand needs of today's generation and research the research and practice method. We must have a genuine concept for the learner represent more diversity, growth, and innovation and education and integrity. IGP member are committed to offering effective best service and continual improvement so that individual who seek information can improve their skill level and value. Before we move to the next, let me remind don't forget to share, tag, and mention it in the comment box. The support is very valuable for us. Thank you. Before we move to the next, let me remind don't forget to share, tag, and mention it in the comment box. The support is very valuable. Moving to the next, with your continuous support. We already completed 2,163 webinars successfully. Moving to the next, with your continuous support. We already completed 2,163 webinars successfully. Dear IGP speaker, participate and well wisher. At this moment, this is a very important message for you all. We change and design our website www.eduigp.com. On this website, we have surprise for everyone. Hope you will be benefited. We already launched our new website where you can find all our previous activities together with lots of new features. But one strong point is that without an account, you will enjoy yourself. So create an account from us with profile information. Note that with profile information, you will enjoy all feature with mismatched data. You cannot do anything here. From now on, you have to participate in live question on our website. We replace slide. You have to join directly on our website. Now you can check our previous verified certificate. Now it's easier and time limited because after the session, we will not provide any code for certification. You have to take part in one exam for that. If you pass, you will receive your certificate, otherwise not. But you can take part in an exam unlimited till you pass. If you are an IGP speaker, you can download all your previous certificate, speakership certificate. If you are a host of IGP, you can download certificate of gratitude. If you are an online lifetime competition winner, you can download the certificate of participation. If you are selected for a lifetime membership, then you can download the certificate of lifetime membership easily. Besides this, we participate in an award function which organizes combined support with IGP. You can download that also. You can still prepare and download 18 test business certificate from our website within a minute. Certificate of Global Professional Membership, Certificate of Global Interest in the Pandemic, Certificate of Active Knowledge Seeker, Certificate of Social Activities in the Pandemic, Certificate of Achievement IGP Knowledge Engagement 2020. 2021 and 2022 Certificate of Participant Webinar Series 1 Authentic Assessment in Teaching and Learning Certificate of Participant Webinar Series 2 Teaching with your foreign language and assessment Certificate of Participant Webinar Series 3 Digital Classroom Engagement Tools Certificate of Participant Webinar Series 4 The New Trend in Education Certificate of Participant Webinar Series 5 Topic Leadership and Managerial Skills Certificate Series 6 Trend and Innovation in Mathematics Education Certificate of Participant Webinar Series 7 Research Comprehension Approach Certificate of Participant Webinar Series 8 Art in Teaching and Special Program in the Arts, Certificate of Participant Webinar Series 9, 21st Century Tutoring Teaching Mathematics, Certificate of IGP Corporate Ambassador, Certificate of IGP Campus Ambassador, which you can prepare and download within a minute. From now on, you can participate in 1,000 plus international level quiz with verified certificate. Teaching tips for teacher, health tips for parents, health tips, education tools for teacher. You can join IGP alumni. You can check out our previous services website for free and many more. Dear IGP well-wisher, we promised previously, but lack of technical problem will late sending you on time. This is a great opportunity to collect your previous candidature to solve all issues from our website. Now you can enroll, reset password, everything, and check your details for all webinar details. This is a cordial request to check our button and pages on our website. Should you like and be benefited. Thank you, but note that without an account or logged in, you cannot enjoy ourselves. At present, we are going to start our 2164 webinar, which name is Designing Lessons for Diverse Learners. And today our speaker ma'am name is Maria Lourdeslao Namakot, PhD. She is from Philippines. Before I hand over this to our speaker ma'am, I'll share a little bit about her. Special Education Consultant, Development Educator, SD Dynamic Speed Innovator, and Consultancy Center, Toronto, Manila, Philippines. Now, very important moment for me to invite our speaker to IGP with her presentation. Now, very important moment for me to invite our speaker to IGP with her presentation.
Hi, good evening, everybody. I hope you could hear me. I'm gonna share with you my presentation now. Can I proceed now, madam?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, please present your presentation.
Okay, thank you for that. Okay, oh, sorry.
Okay, ma'am, you can start now.
Okay, can you see now my presentation? Okay, good evening, everybody. I'm going to share with you this topic, designing lessons for diverse learners. I want to ask, who deserves accommodations? Who deserves accommodation? Definitely everyone does. Instructional accommodation are not just for students who are struggling. When accommodations are made, all students benefit. Yeah. Accommodations that do not fundamentally alter or lower expectations or standards in terms of instructional level or conceptual difficulties, content, or performance criteria. Instead, accommodations are made in terms of the instructional delivery methods, assessment method, or both to enable the student to have access to the same learning and equal opportunity to demonstrate learning. Accommodations are changes in terms of course content, teaching strategies, standards, test presentation, location, timing, scheduling, expectations, student responses, environment structuring, or other attributes which provide access for students with special needs to participate in a course or in a test or in a standard which do not fundamentally alter or lower the standards or expectations. Okay. Accommodations fall into four categories. First is the content. Content means what the student needs to learn. The instructional concept should be broad based, and all students should be given access to the same core content. However, the content's complexity should be adapted to students' learning profile. The teachers can vary her presentation in terms or of content like textbooks, lecture, demonstration to best meet the students' needs. Next is the process, the activities in which the student engages to make sense of or master the content. Yeah, uh, one of those examples is the differentiating process in terms of activities, including scaffolding, flexible grouping, interest centers, manipulatives, varying the length of time of the student to master the content, and encouraging an advanced learner to pursue a topic in greater depth. Next one is the product. It is the cultivating project that asks students to apply and extend what they have learned. Product should provide students with different ways to demonstrate their knowledge as well as the various levels of difficulty, group or individual work, and various means of scoring. Another, the last one, a last category is the learning environment, the way the classroom works and feels. Differentiated classroom should include areas in which students can work quietly as well as collaborate with others, materials that reflect diverse cultures and routines that allow students to get help when the teacher isn't around or isn't available. Then there are steps to providing accommodations. First one is to create a plan for adapting materials. Okay. Effective adaptation requires sustained development and support. They must be made within the framework of a larger plan that includes consideration in terms of basic and strategic skill instructions, the role of people involved in the adaptation process. In some cases, it is important to involve your administrator or curriculum or program coordinator from the beginning, and you need to identify who will be responsible for making or implementing or support and evaluating the adaptation over the course of the year. As much as possible, you need to involve also the students, the parents, the paraprofessionals, and others. And adaptation that can benefit an entire class or several classes are more likely to be supported and maintained. Another one is identify and evaluate the demands that students are not meeting. The purpose of this step is to identify the problems to be addressed by by the adaptation. You have to observe students' performance when they use typical instructional materials. They may have difficulty acquiring or getting the important information from written materials, sorting or remembering information presented in the materials, or expressing the information or demonstrating in terms of competency on written tests. If students have difficulty with a given task, different solutions may be required depending on the level of difficulty and the student's individual needs. Okay. Next step is you have to develop goals for teaching strategies and making adaptations. Adaptation should be approached as short-term solution with a long-term plan for teaching skills and strategies that will promote the student's independence as a learner and ultimately reduce the need for adaptation. Some problems can be resolved by adaptation, and other problems may signal the need for intensive instruction in terms of skills or strategies, and often teachers may need to provide adaptation while simultaneously teaching the students the learning strategies the student needs in order for that particular student to perform the task. All adaptations could lead to students to become dependent on the person who makes them. Before an adaptation is made for an individual student, as educator, we must carefully consider the best approach to address the or addressing the student's difficulty and promoting success. Sorry. Okay, next one is should be step four. Okay. Next is step four is determine whether content or format adaptations are needed. Okay. When you talk about content adaptations, it may be made only when the student's individualized education plan or IEP notes that the general curriculum is inappropriate for this particular student. Content adaptation must also meet your local and state education standards. In some cases, the IEP may address the degree to which the requirements associated with meeting the state standards and taking the assessment may be modified or need some sort of modification. The teachers, as teacher or the teacher must decide which part of the curriculum the student will be required to learn and will constitute mastery of the content or the course content. When the curriculum is considered appropriate for the student, adaptation may focus on the format rather than the content. Again, the teachers must identify the critical elements of the content that the students must learn. First, identify the critical uh, course idea or concept. Then you have to identify the information that must be mastered in each unit to ensure the critical course ideas are already mastered. And you also need to determine how students will demonstrate their mastery at the end of its unit and at the end of the course. Well, format adaptations are made to compensate for mismatches between the presentations or the design of the materials and the skills and strategies of the student. In format, in format adaptation, the content is not altered. Okay? Then you have the step 5, which is identify the features of the materials that needs to be adapted. The design of materials can present many different types of problems for students who struggle. Teachers adapting materials should examine each curricular unit for the features that might cause a learning problem. For example, the content may be very abstract or complex or poorly organized, and it might present too much information. It may not be relevant to the student or it may be boring. So therefore, it may call for skills or strategies or background information that the student does not possess. It may present activities that do not lead to mastery, or it may fail to give students in terms of cues about how to think about or study the information being presented. Materials may also or may not provide a variety of flexible options, though true students can demonstrate competency. So you have to also to modify your materials for your students depending on the needs of your students. Next one is, or the step 6 is determine the type of adaptation that will enable the students to meet the demands. Once the materials have been evaluated, we're going to evaluate the materials, which is the step 5. Uh, Possible problems areas could be identified. The type of format adaptation must be selected, and format adaptation could be made by one, by altering existing materials. When you say about altering the existing materials, you need to rewrite, you need to reorganize, add to, or recast the information so the students can access the regular curriculum materials independently. You could prepare a study guide or a audio type lesson for the students who might have difficulties. So you have to provide that. Then next is mutating existing materials. What do you mean by that? Well, providing additional instructional support, guidance, and direction to the students in the use of the materials. Alter your instructions to mitigate the barriers presented by the materials so that you directly lead the student to interact with the materials in different ways. For example, if the student you survey students that they're reading materials, they collaboratively preview the text and create an outline of the materials to be used as a guide, as a study guide. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Okay. Next is selecting alternate materials. When you select new materials that are more sensitive to the needs of students with special needs or are designed to compensate for in terms of their learning problems. For example, when you use an interactive computer program that cues critical ideas, reads text, insert graphic organizers, define and illustrates words, present and informates learning in smaller words, or you do this you do the task analysis and provides more opportunity for practice and culminative review. Next one is, it's very short presentation. Okay. Yeah. Number seven is inform students and parents about the adaptations. Adaptations are more successful when they are offered and introduced to students at the beginning of the year. And at the same time, parents should be also be informed about them at the beginning of the year. Students should be taught explicit strategies to use any adaptations effectively and the process how to process the information received through the adaptations. As the students progresses, they should be taught how to recognize and need for and request materials adaptation. There are times that the materials are too low for them already because they already have the mastery of the skills. So what the students need or as the teachers need, you need to assess and to reevaluate if the materials that being presented to the students are still applicable for his level, or if it is too high or too low. If it's too low, then you have to adopt it and you have to adjust it based on the students developmental level, developmental skills. Okay, next one is implement, evaluate, adjust the adaptation. As the adaptation is being implemented, the teacher should evaluate is its effect to determine whether the desired outcome are being achieved. If not, you need to do some adjustment that will be made either in the adaptation or the instructions to the students in use. Adaptation should significantly reduce failure and learning difficulties. So you need to evaluate it if it is still applicable, as I've said. You need to make some sort of adjustment if you could see that it's no longer it's already you need to it's the material or the program, it's no longer working for the particular student, for the particular child. Okay, the last one is, as I've said, I'm just going to present a very short presentation tonight because I know it's very late. Yeah, the last step is step 9, which is feed the adaptation when possible. Adaptations usually a short-term solution to allow classroom learning and participation until the needed skills and strategies can be taught. Once the adaptation already in place, the teacher should begin to plan with other teachers how to teach needed skills and strategies. Once the student has learned the necessary skills and strategies, the adaptation should be faded. The adaptation should not be removed until the student possesses the skills and strategies to learn and to complete tasks independently. Sometimes, if the child will be dependent on the adaptation, the child might not be able to become independent and he might not be able to progress well, and then this to stay in the particular skills because he is very much dependent on that. So our purpose is that accommodation is just more to guide and for the student to be able to learn, and for the learn the content that's needed for him. And for some students, their adaptation may require for several months, while for others, it may be maintained for years. Adaptation is on a case-to-case basis. You cannot apply it in one class that everybody who's into adaptation, everybody will do the same. There are students who still in need of it for a longer period of time. Okay. Okay. As I've said, it's almost end of my topic. Okay. For my conclusion, adaptations and accommodations should be matched to specific deficit within each learning problem. For example, there are different causes of word reading difficulties. A student who has deficit in phonological awareness will need different adaptations and accommodations than a student who is able to read single syllable words but struggles with multisyllabic words. Additionally, These students require different instructions to remediate their skill deficit. It is also important to note that teachers should pair instructions along with the use of adaptations and or accommodations in two areas. First, sometimes students need instructions in how to use and apply adaptations or accommodations to their learning. The teacher should not assume that the student will be able to benefit from adaptation or accommodation without this particular instruction. Secondly, as mentioned, adaptations or accommodations increase dependence in the student. Instruction in the learning deficit ensures that students should build his or her abilities while being supported, and then the support is reduced or removed as the student's skills improve. While the specific instructions will vary depending on the individual student, all instructions for struggling students should be explicit or it should be directly taught or systematic. It should be sequenced so that skills built on one another, not left to incidental teaching. You need to do some sort of scaffolding. You need to support instruction that is gradually withdrawn as students become more proficient, or you need to model, which teachers models both the skills or the task and taught how, how the process to complete the skill or the task. In many cases, students will require adaptation or accommodations in several areas. The teacher should determine the most effective and efficient package of adaptation or accommodation for the students. Okay? Other students in the class may also benefit from accommodations and adaptations. Okay. And I guess that's all that I'm going to share for you today. And that's all. If you have any question, let me thank you for listening. And as I've said, it's a very, very short one. And I hope I did share something for you and I'll stop sharing. Thank you very much. Thank you. That's the end of my presentation.
Thank you
Thank you
so
very
much, ma'am,
much.
for your rich content presentation, which can impact our knowledge seeker surely. After your
Yeah, it
presentation,
was
I
a
hope
very
our
short
knowledge seeker
one.
can learn something new, which was our only intention. Learn and go together, IGP knowledge seeker. Once again, thank you so much, ma'am, for your presentation. Now, ma'am, it's time for our question answer session, which is the one more valuable part of our regular debut. Honorable ma'am, please stay with us. After a short video, we will back in our session part 2, which is the question answer part. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have an website certification and online quiz competition. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have an website certification and online quiz competition.
Thank you.
Welcome back, ma'am. Welcome back to our participant. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. Ma'am, I think after a wonderful presentation, our participant can understand the topic very clearly. There's no questions from our participants. So once again, thank you so much, ma'am, for your time in
Thank
IGP. We
you.
have learned a lot from you with new topic. It will add
Thank you
some
very
value to
much.
our day activity.
Thank you very much.
Welcome, ma'am. Honorable ma'am, before we move to the next, if you want to leave this studio, you can.
Okay.
Yeah, IGP knowledge seeking stand for the webinar certification process, the most attractive and powerful part of our regular webinar. After a short video, we will start our webinar certification. After webinar certification, we have an online quiz competition and quiz certification. Dear IGP knowledge seeking stand for the webinar certification process, the most attractive and powerful part of our regular webinar. After a short video, we will start our webinar certification. After webinar certification, we have an online quiz competition and quiz certification. Certification process. Visit www.edioigp.com. Please make sure you presence on our website. Find a running session and get enrolled. After watching opening part 1, move to the next with learning test passing mark 80% if passed. Back to the course again to download your certificate. If failed to retake the course, download your certificate in PDF or JPG. For your attention, I'm going to share the procedure again. Visit www.edioigp.com. Please make sure you presence on our website. Find a running session and get enrolled. After watching opening part 1, move to the next 80% if passed. Back to the course again to download your certificate. If failed to retake the quiz, download your certificate in PDF or JPG. Dear IGP knowledge seekers, time for the most part of this webinar, which is an online quiz competition, which is our regular webinar activity. We change a few processes for online quiz competition. Note that after live, no one can participate. Now, time for the online quiz competition. To join the online quiz competition properly, please follow my instruction carefully. Now, time for the online quiz competition. To join the online quiz competition properly, please follow my instruction carefully. Visit www.ddoigp.com and sign up or sign in without receipt or not join live quiz competition anymore. Browse the live quiz button and give a link, find the session name and join with the logged website or user account. Click join and wait for a few minutes for others to join and join on a live quiz competition. After the quiz, we will issue certificate for top 10 as previously, which you can find on official Facebook page and group instead of Global Professional. After a short video, we will start our quiz session. With 26% people, we are going to start our quiz session right now. Our first question is: communities benefit from accommodation and modification in public schools. Is it true or false? Option 1 is the right answer. 100% people are right. Our next question is: accommodation and modification in language assessment mean the same. Is it true or false? Option 2 is the right answer. 77% people are right. Our third question is: at what step may student benefit from program adoption? Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 1 is the right answer. 14% people are right. Our next question is: which is an indicator of accommodation and modification in assessment? Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 2 is the right answer. 100% people are right. Our next question is: IEPs need to have both accommodation and modification in them. Is it true or false? Option 2 is the right answer. No one is correct. Our next question is: you you can see your accommodation and modification in every class. Is it true or false? Option 1 is the right answer. 59% people are right. Our next question is: where can I find accommodation and modification in an IEP? Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 1 is the right answer. 45% people are right. Our next question is: do you know the accommodation and modification in your IEP? Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 2 is the right answer. 91% people are right here. Second last question of the session is: are you responsible for accommodation and modification in the classroom? Is it true or false? Option 1 is the right answer. 100% people are right here. Last and final question of the session is: a student can have both accommodation and modification in the IEP. Is it true or false? Option 1 is the right answer. 95% people are right here. So congratulations to our online quiz competition. We are top 10. Congratulations again. We will take a few minutes for finalizing the result. After that, we will issue our online quiz certificate on official Facebook page and group instead of Global Professional. Congratulations to our online quiz competition. We are top 10. Congratulations again. We will take a few minutes for finalizing the result. After that, we will issue our online quiz competition certificate on official Facebook page. Room Institute of Global Professional. Congratulations to our online quiz competition in top 10. Congratulations again. We will take a few minutes for finalizing the result. After that, we will issue our online quiz competition certificate on official Facebook page and Group Institute of Global Professional. At the end of our session, we can say properly free to skill and best of learning, cause life and best of teaching us. Be happy to save. See you again and again. We want your participation in every program. If you are really happy left, try to go to the people of the but understand. Before I saw hit the like button, I can also thank all IGP knowledge seekers for your active participation as always. See you again in the next session. Thank you.